Me right now is Aaron Johnson, Executive Director at Montgomery County Animal Services. Thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a big undertaking. It takes about a year to plan. The moment last year's event was over, you started looking forward to this year's event, and it's here already.
Yes, it goes by really quick. You know, it seems like in a blink we're here at Mega again. But it's an exciting time for all of us. This is a great opportunity. It does take us months and months of planning. We are already going to be looking for dates for next year, so trying to get that all planned out and start working on that. But yeah, this takes us months, and coordinating with 20 different organizations is a lot. And, that's a lot of coordination. Everybody's got to get their pets, their lists together, get all the medical stuff done before this event. So it's a lot to undertaking and really get this planned and off the ground.
For people interested in coming out, I know I touched upon it a little bit, but talk to us about any costs associated with the event. How can people go about coming here?
So coming into the event it's free, unless you want that fast pass for tomorrow. So that gets you in at 9, 1 hour early, get you to be able to get the pick of the litter, if you will, and that is $75 for the fast pass. You can still get that online now, and that will get you in that hour early tomorrow. But $35 is the general adoption, and that's all weekend.
And $35 for all dogs, cats, puppies, kittens.
Yep, yes, that is correct. And all of these pets are coming. They have all their medical stuff done. So they've been spayed, they've been neutered, they have their microchips, up to date on vaccinations. So that initial care that you have to do with your pet is done. I mean, you shouldn't really have to do much else unless you have any issues along the way, which we hope you don't. But everything should be done for you, and all you have to do is worry about your further care about a year down the road.
All of those tasks we always talk about when it comes to being a responsible pet owner, they're done for you.
Yeah, it's all done
for you.
Especially the spay neuter. I mean, that's the one thing that we as in the shelters, we want to be making sure that we have animals that are going out that are spayed and neutered. Just as well as if people have pets at home, we want to make sure that their pets at home that they might already have are spayed and neutered. It's just a good practice, and making sure that we don't have an overpopulation of pets.
Which, as we know, is a major problem for places throughout the South, but particularly here in the greater Houston area.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's something I think we deal with all across the country, and the trends that we see, we just see animals are sitting in shelters just a little bit longer than they were in previous years. And so that's one of those things that we're really just trying to promote these types of events and get animals out of the shelter. That's our goal at the end of the day, is to make sure they're healthy, get them out of the shelter, and be able to help more pets. So the more we can help and get that space in the shelter, then that's what we want to do.
I know, too, when you talk about trends, in previous years, especially around the pandemic time, is when we saw a peak of adoptions, right? People going to their shelters and adopting pets. Since then, there's been a decline in adoptions.
There has been a slight decline, but and I think people kind of get in that mindset too of, well, I already have one dog, or I don't really have time for another dog. We actually see a lot of the opposite. When people have 2 dogs or more than 2 dogs, they're able to have a companion. It's their own companion. It's another dog, and they're able to play and entertain each other versus, you taking your dog outside. Well, now he wants your attention because he wants to play. I think they spend actually more time outside playing and doing that when they have another, pet companion to entertain each other.
Perspective, right? Less work for you. Less work for the pet owner.
It really is. And so, we encourage people to have multiple pets. It's great for them, just as we want to interact with other, humans. They're the same way. They want to interact with other dogs, and so it keeps that social environment going for them.
This is a conversation that we've had for, I don't know, the past 2 years since I've been in this market. I've been here for 3 years. I probably met you at the end of 2021, and we've been talking about the crisis, the overcrowding, overpopulation inside shelters, stray or loose pets that don't have homes on the streets. This truly is a public health crisis.
Well, and I think the biggest point of that is just making sure that people are being responsible pet owners. And we're trying to do that as shelter organizations, and having access to care and having access to low-cost spay neuter and things of that. Having the shortage of vets is making that a little bit more challenging. But, we just really are focusing on the fact that we do need our community's help in order to address these problems. This is a community-wide issue, and it is going to take the entire community to come up with solutions to be able to mitigate this problem. So we really have to have the community's help in order to make it happen. And I think at the end of the day, people want to look at just sheltering organizations to solve the problems, and we want to help and be a big piece of that and guide people, but at the end, we still need the community. I mean, it takes a lot. When you think of millions of people in Houston, that's a lot of people that we could be getting help from, right? I mean, volunteering and fostering is a big piece of that solution to be able to give some space in the shelter. And it tells us a lot about pets too. When people take them into fostering, we find out a lot more about that pet to be able to find the right home for them. So it's very, very beneficial for the pets and for the shelters.
Yeah. I'm going to save the solutions for a little bit because I want to get all the problems out of the way. Not sure we can tackle all the problems, but we're going to try to. We'll talk about solutions a little bit later. But when we talk about this crisis here throughout the greater Houston area, do we have any numbers on, quantitative numbers on how we can put this into perspective for people?
As far as
like loose pets or stray pets or,
really.
or overcrowding in shelters. I know
mean,
a lot of shelters are at capacity or over capacity.
And that is, I think that is the case, and goes back to that length of stay. And that's what we've seen with the length of stay going up. And that makes the space problem worse because we want to be able to move them through quicker. The quicker we can move them through, then that's more animals that we can get through that system. So that's why I say the fostering and all of those kinds of solutions are things that can very, very much benefit the shelters and those pets, but it gets us that space to be able to help more pets. Yeah. And without that, we kind of get a stagnant system that we can't move them through quick enough.
Yeah. When we talk about the issues here in Texas, I know there are specific dogs that typically have longer stays in Texas shelters.
Yeah.
Those are bigger dogs.
And actually, we're seeing that more across the country. Again, it's kind of, we're seeing that bigger dogs will stay longer, but, you know, it's even happening with puppies. I mean, we've had puppies that will be in the shelter for months, and that was something that was not typically the case in years previous. It was, you'd get puppies on the floor and they were gone, they were out the door. But now that doesn't necessarily seem to happen as much. But we just want to get people back into the mindset of, you know, I mean, I think people kind of gotten stuck in the, I only have one pet, or I can only have one, and things like that. And that's not true. I mean, I had 7 at one point. So, I mean, you can have more than one, but they really do a pretty good job of entertaining each other. And when they go outside, like I said, they'd all be out there playing and everything else. They get all that energy out, they come in, and then they're quiet. Then I don't have all those things that we would say are issues in the house of them being rambunctious, running around, chewing on things, that kind of stuff. So it really helps.
Montgomery County Animal Services, talk to us about the landscape up there and what things look like inside your shelter and how you're contributing to this event. Yeah,
so we've just kind of played the role of kind of being that local liaison for Petco Love and for Brandywine, who help organize this event. And so we just really are just trying to collaborate and work with other shelters and really have that conversation and try and come up with some of these solutions and make these happen. I think particularly at this time of year, it gives us an opportunity to alleviate a little bit of that stress of overcapacity in the shelter. So this will really help that we can hopefully get some really good numbers of animals into loving homes, and it creates space for us at a time where we feel a little bit more pressure in the summertime. So that is what really helps us, and that's the biggest thing, is just being able to get that space. Like I said, it's the game of just trying to get them in and out as quickly as possible, and we want to do it responsibly too, though, and making sure that they are healthy and are spayed and neutered and microchipped and all of the good things to have a healthy pet.
You are at capacity?
We are at capacity right now. Dogs is particularly the biggest thing that everybody, I think, has seen, but for us too, yeah, dogs is the biggest stress factor.
You're one of several shelters here this weekend.
Yes.
How many in total?
So we have 21 sheltering organizations that will be here with pets. Total organizations, it's about 25, including, you know, sponsors and Petco Love, obviously, who sponsors this event as a whole. And we are very thankful for them. Obviously, without Petco Love, we wouldn't have this event. This would not be possible. You know, we love working with them. They have an amazing team, and they really care about, you know, trying to do the best for the pets and getting them into homes and saving as many as we can along the way.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Petco Love in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
I look forward to that conversation. But again, a reminder for folks watching right now, if you are contemplating on getting involved, whether that be adoption, that's the gold standard. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah. We'll be talking about solutions in a few minutes. But if now is the time you're thinking like, hey, let's do this as a family, let's go down and possibly add to our family, this weekend could be your weekend.
Yeah, or even if you're thinking about fostering or volunteering for a sheltering organization.
Donating time.
now's the time. Although, you know, there's going to be a lot of organizations here, so now's a good time for you to be able to hit multiple organizations, have those conversations. We're always looking for fosters. We're always looking for volunteers. So this is a great opportunity to have a lot of organizations in one place and be able to have those conversations.
Again, the times of the event this weekend.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Both days, Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, if you get that fast pass, it'll get you in that hour early, and you can get the pick of all the pets that'll be here.
One question we got a lot last year was, hey, if I go down on a Saturday and I see a pet, can I hold it, or will more pets be coming in throughout the weekend?
So more pets will come in. So Saturday night and Sunday morning, there'll be more pets coming in before opening time on Sunday. So there will be more pets. Typically, people, you know, want to get in and they want to find the pet, you know, at the beginning. So it just kind of depends. But yeah, we don't necessarily hold pets. We're trying to get them all out and get them adopted, and so we can create that space again and move in more pets and find more homes.
Another conversation we often have here on KPRC 2+ now at 8 is adopt, do not shop. If you are looking for a specific breed, if you're looking for a certain size dog, a certain color, a dog that resembles X, Y, and Z, take the time to look around and adopt.
Absolutely. And there's different ways to go about that. I mean, a lot of the like 24 Pet website and stuff like that all the shelters load into, there's a way to set up alerts on those to see, you know, when certain types of pets come in, and you can be able to find that certain pet that you're looking for. But a lot of times too is people have in mind that they want a certain type of pet or they want a certain size, but then they find that
it's just
that's not actually true. You know, I mean, I want a small dog and then I end up with a medium-sized dog, and you're like,
dog.
I am so glad that I ended up with this dog.